Hey, this is Tim Schrock from Design Build Solutions. Do you have questions on how layer sets, default sets, and saved plan views work? Well, this is the video for you. Sit down, get your notepad, and let's get started. Starting from the simplest, working all the way up to what I think is the most complex, being the saved plan views. So this is my toolbar, and you can get to most of these things. I'll try to walk through the menu options as well, alternative ways to get to these. Layer sets is a none of this is simple. Let's put it that way. Layer sets controls what you see on the screen, whether that's in plan view or a camera view. For instance, if you are wanting to show a floor plan and then quickly switch to an electrical plan, you can use the electrical layers, the layer sets. What that does is that turns on and off various layers and sets. Let's pull up the layer display options quickly. So CD plan set 2 has these layers off, these layers are on, etc. The used column just tells me that there's an object residing on that layer. These are off. As we scroll, these few are on, these are off, these are on. Here we go. So CD plan 2, I've set up in my template. Each layer set has a corresponding CAD layer, dimension layer, and text layer. Some layer sets even have multiple CAD layers. So dimension CD plan 2, which I've set at everything, all the defaults are set up for 1/2" scale usage. That one's turned on. If I switch to CD plan set, CD plan 2 dimension layer is off, but the dimension CD plan is on. CD stands for construction docs. If I were to switch to SD plan, these are all off until I get down to dimensions SD plan. That way, let me show you, all layers are on. There's too much information here to really differentiate what's going on. That's why I have layer sets. CD plan. I can do a plumbing plan if I wanted. I can do my electrical plan, etc. I can do the same thing for camera views. In this scenario, I have screens all across here. These I want to model up and mimic a rolling screen. So what happens is I've set up my layers that this screen is shown right now. When I select that object, you can see down here object layer is screen closed. Now in my camera view layer set, which is my default set when I open up a camera view, that layer, screen closed, is turned on. When I switch to, again, this is saved in my defaults, I've set up a camera view layer set open. This object layer, screen closed, is off in this version. So when I switch quickly in front of the client, I can show them what that would look like with their screens rolled up. So layer sets here, let's open up the layer set. Layer display options, you can get to that. Here's my toolbar right here. You can also view in the tools layer settings display options. Layer sets controls what is displayed, whether that's on or off in this layer set, whether that's included in this layer set in the materials list or not. An object layer, a layer may be locked or not. If it's locked, that means you cannot select it. You can't click on it, you cannot select that object because it's on a locked layer unless you unlock the layer or switch to a layer set that layer is unlocked. You can control the color. So layer 0 could be black in one layer set and red in another layer set, green in a third, etc. You can control the line weight. For instance, on this file, let me turn line weights on. The roof line is a green dashed line and about the same line weight as standard lines. In this case, the line weight is, I've given a value of 25 and a line style of dashed. The text style is 1/4 inch. Not that that really matters on roof planes because there's no text on roof planes layer typically, but if you'll notice, roof's labels is default label style. I'm going to turn that default label style on, and that's the label for the roof. That default label style controls the size and font and color of this, the layer controls the color. The font and size of this label is the default, is that text style. But if I switch to roof plan layer set, you can see that the roof is now a solid line, the same green color, but it's a thicker line weight. When I've changed to roof plan layer set, instead of 25 line weight, this is now 55, so more than double. And it's changed the line style as well. Text style is important. Going back to this project, the room label, I'm going to open up my layer display options and type room on my keyboard to jump to this. Room labels. The room for CD plan set 2, room label layer has a text style, room label style 1/2. When I change this to CD plan set, there we go, you can see this room label is a larger font. And when we go to room labels, that's room label style, not room label style 1/2. By clicking on the define, I can edit that style and see for my standard room label style, the character height will be 5 inches. When I switch to CD plan set 2 and define the room label style 1/2, that character height is 2.5 inches. So exactly half the height of the room label style. So layer sets controls this on your plans. Default sets, formerly known as annotation sets, controls the current CAD layer. So as I open up my template, the as-built set, and I draw a line, a CAD line, and select it, you can see that is drawing on the layer CAD existing. And CAD existing has been set up to be displayed on this as-built layer set. It is not locked. It has a color of gray, has a line weight of 18, I believe, a line style dashed, and text style doesn't matter in this case. As-built dimension styles I've set up to have the foot inches and inches showing on this dimension style. Because when I'm drawing my as-built, sometimes I personally and others will give me inches, and sometimes they will give me foot inch measurements. And I want to be able to quickly see that option and compare with the field notes and not have to do the math. Dimension styles is a whole nother thing with the format, secondary format, what you're locating to, what's locating in elevations, extensions, the layer. This is important to note. This dimension style, existing condition dimensions defaults, is automatically placing the dimensions on this layer so that the layer set controls this, whether this dimension is seen or not. Controls the arrow style, color, and size, and can control or either can control explicitly the text size or can give the layer set the option to control the text style. Default sets controls text styles such as our rich text or standard regular text. It controls callout styles, marker styles over here on the left. It can control note styles. I forgot to write that down. Yes, note styles. So in the as-built layers default set, I'm writing as-built notes by default. And it can control the layer set. Let me open up this default set dialog box. So let me go back and clarify. This is the layer set here, and to the left is the layer display options, and that pulls up our layer display options box. To the right here is my default sets, and to the right of that, this selection box is the option to change the default sets. So for my as-builts, this is my default dimensions, this is my default rich text, my default text, my default revision cloud, callouts, markers, notes, arrows, layer set. So when I switch to as-built set, this one's going to switch to the as-built layer set, and currently draw then on the CAD existing layer. I don't have to set a layer set or not. I can use the active layer set, but in my template, I'm switching to the as-built. I want this to switch to the as-built layer set. So those layers are turned off and on, etc., the way I want them to see them. If I were to switch to CD plan set, I want to see different dimension defaults, text defaults, revision clouds, I should update that, callouts, markers, notes, arrows. I want to see a different layer set, and I want to draw on this CAD layer. You'll notice when I switch to CD Plan 2, now I've got these defaults, dimensions, text, callouts, notes, arrows, a different layer set, and a different CAD layer. Now, saved plan views can save the floor view if desired. If you want to jump specifically to second floor in a certain corner of the floor, you can save that. When you click here in the Save Plan View, this is the way I've set up my template. If you click here in the Saved Plan View and you click on such and such Saved Plan View and you want that to jump to the second floor master bath, no matter what you're looking at, you might be looking at the home theater in the basement. When you click on that Saved Plan View, Chief will automatically jump to the second floor master bath, the zoom and rotation and floor view options there. It can save whether you're seeing the plan in color like this or black and white like that. You can put watermarks on here. You can see what your default pony wall display is for this saved plan view. It can also change your default sets that we just went through and your layer sets. as well as reference display options, which I really like to show existing conditions over my new remodel so that I know what has been removed. And I do that vice versa as well to tell me what I am removing so that I can show what's being demoed in my demo plans. The way I've set up my template is you should be using this saved plan view most of the time to switch back and forth. As I've drawn my as-built plan, I want to work. So let's quickly draw a room, and I'm going to suggest that this is the exact size that I want. Once I've completed that, go to the working plan view. Working layer set should turn this off. I'm going to hide that. And let me undo. This layer hider tool, when I click on it, allows me to click on an object and hide the layer that that's on. Basically what that's doing is going to my layer display options and turning off that layer. If I want to see those dimensions again, I can quickly switch back to as-built view. They're on. Back to working view, they're off. Then I can quickly go, when I'm ready, I go to my SD plan view. Notice the text changed in height because SD plan is set up to send to layout at 1/8 inch scale, including the text, dimensions, arrows, etc. But when I go back to working plan, I don't want to see all that information at that size. If you don't have your toolbars set up to see the saved plan views here, you can find the saved plan views and edit them in this manner. Right-click on the toolbar and select the project browser. Here you can see the plan views that you have saved in your file. You can double click on one and it will open up a new tab up here. Of that file, it will open up a new tab in that plan view. So I can have multiple tabs open, and so you see the icon here, each one of these is open. I'm just going to close these. It's all the same file, but just have a different view open. You can right-click on them and edit them as well. So I right-click on Plumbing Plan View Set and edit this view. Now notice I need to update my template. Plumbing Plan Set jumps to first floor and does not remember the zoom rotation. I don't want it to jump to first floor. I want it to use any floor, because I want to be able to put a plumbing plan on my basement, first floor or second floor or third floor. This is your pony wall displays, save options, selected defaults for this saved plan view. That's my defaults up here on the right. And my reference displays. This is how you can set up your reference display list, whether it's shown or not, what chief architect plan file will be used, what floor will be used, and what layer set will be used in your reference display. That's a whole nother video right there. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, let me know. I hope this has been helpful for you. tried to be as clear as possible and not get too long-winded, but I hope this is instructional and helpful for you. As always, like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for another video coming up soon. Bye-bye.